into Rust. Today, I'm so pumped about this stream. I haven't been this pumped about a stream in quite some time. So I did like that the air horn pedal was going to suggest you press it every time you hop in a train in Victoria. That's a good idea. Well, now you can trigger it too, right? No. Air horn. You misclicked. Go to the air horn because that is what, like, I'm so pumped about what we're doing today. I can't even begin to explain. Okay, we're gonna dive right in. We're not gonna waste any time. We're gonna, yeah, BRB. Come back though. I think you'll like this. But we'll play Rust later this week. I'm excited to get into Rust as well. Rust is very interesting because it's like I just randomly threw up a server and like by default it makes it a community server, and within a couple of days of having a random server and not advertising it, over 20 people were in it, and that's fascinating to me. That aside, today what we're doing is creating our own virtual assistant, our own Alexa, if you will, on a Raspberry Pi. I know you can't see that too clearly. We're gonna get into the specs and stuff, but that's what we're doing, and it's gonna be a continual series. I've had this obsession for the last couple of years, and I'm super pumped to dive into it because I've dove into it before. It's been about 6 months since I was back into it, but I'm like, I kind of want to restart and start fresh from some of the assumptions that I have about a virtual assistant and how to do that. We're gonna walk through the whole thing, and today what we're going to do is we're going to pick what voice platform we want to use. Yes, today what we're gonna do, instead of a game in the background, we get to go to BAM. This not working. Professional. BAM. That's what we're doing. I don't even know if you can see that. Let me know if it's like too small. But hello Trello. That's right. So we're gonna call this thing Edith, by the way, because that's a reference to Iron Man. You can actually follow along. Bang Edith. That sounds bad. Exclamation point Edith. Is gonna be how you can like follow along, and this is gonna have, it's read only for everyone but me, but it's gonna have the backlog of things we want to do. It's gonna have yeah, did you Google it? It's a good Iron Man reference. Even dead, I'm the hero. The breakdown of the Edith acronym. Yeah. But it's got pricing, cost. I want to follow up with like the cost of things because I've got a lot of this already laying around. There is some stuff coming in the mail. Yeah, it's kind of morbid. I get what you mean by, oh gosh, but it's like a good reference to that, not because I plan on dying. Anyway, cost, everything. I want to keep up with it. One-time cost, per month cost, because when we get into some of the APIs that I've kind of been noodling around, there may be like a monthly cost or things like that, or a like per use cost. But I want what we're building to be able to track that and to be able to show like, hey, you set a limit of this for me to warn you, your API usage is this, here's the APIs you use the most, like things like that. Like this thing should be smart enough to kind of like monitor its own usage of things and provide some detail of pricing. Anyway, so this is the Trello board we're going to work from. This is the terminal we're going to use to code all this stuff. Well, I say this is mostly like we'll actually be coding on this, right? The Raspberry Pi. And guess what? Got a new camera angle. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to the desk scene to hop over to here. So like when we're like break out a breadboard and start connecting it to the pi, we can break out some ohms and transistors and arc react. I don't even know. I don't even know these things. There's an LCD screen. Let me know if you can't hear me on the mic. There's an LCD screen over here. There's... I don't even know what this is. But we got one. I've had it for a long time. IW Robot. Anyway, some gears, servos, LED lights. We've got it all, is what I'm saying. Oh, that's a heat sink. Nice. Okay, so this will let us see this view, which I think is nice. It'll also let us see like what's on screen here. So when we go here in just a minute and start, side cam fiddling. Yeah. So that's what's up. So okay, let's go ahead and dive right in. There are at a high level, there's about 2 to 3 high level things that I want to like break down further. The first is the actual voice assistant, right? Like the natural language understanding, natural language generation, intent recognition, and then like there's that piece, the natural language piece, I guess, and kind of the text to speech and speech to text part of it. That's the voice part of it. We're gonna call that the voice part. So we're gonna mainly tackle the voice part today and like choosing which one we want to run with. The second piece is like a skills platform, like, because what I don't want to do, what we could do, we could code everything by hand and be like, when it's this intent, if this, then go do these other things, right? But I kind of don't want to do that. One, I want to make it a little bit, I would hope that we're far enough along in 2021 that we can make it a little bit more accessible in that to people that don't code. But we are definitely going to have to code some things. So like, it is what it is. But I want to only dive into code when we really, really have to get into the deep parts of it. Not when I'm like trying to hook up an API and things like that. So there's like the skills, like creating skills for our thing to go and do based on what we tell it. So voice, skills, and then there's the home automation piece, which I think is its very own, like, yes, it's a part of skills, but like it's actually its own brain. When you think about it. And so those are the 3 pieces: voice, skills, home automation. Possibly be able to leverage skills created by other people. Exactly. Like I want to be able to have people contribute in an open way. So that's why a lot of the things that we're going to look at here in a minute are from the open source community, and things that, one, we could be contributing back to, which I think is super cool. But 2, things that could also be contributed to this project. So that's what we're gonna focus on. The first thing today is the voice aspect and kind of understanding, which is this card. Choose a voice platform. I have 3 here that I'm like, I've whittled things down based on some research, and so like, yeah, this is where we're gonna start with. So before we do that though, I'm gonna sneak peek the home automation part. I'm actually already settled on using Home Assistant for the home automation part. In particular, like, I have these light bulbs in my office that Amazon Alexa already can already control and everything else. They're nice. They can't. Oh, I've got one here. I've actually got 4, I think, 4 of these that they're from Walmart, and they're like, I don't know, $12, 10 to $12 or something from Walmart. My friend worked on the art design for the box, his company did, and they had like a crap ton of them laying around, and he was like, you want these? And I was like, heck yeah. So the light strips in the back and the 2 light bulbs in the back that you see the white light from, those are actually this brand. But here's the secret. This brand, the underlying technology is actually from one company, and a lot of the brands are from one company. They're like Tuya, Tuya. And so Home Assistant, where this comes back to, Home Assistant can connect to Tuya light bulbs and light strips and other things offline. That's going to be an important key here, is offline usage. Like when the internet is down, I still want to be able to control my lights with this thing, right? I want to tell it to turn on my office lights, and it should do that even if there's no internet. That's an important piece. And also for privacy, right? Like privacy wise, you want to, like, you don't want all your data living out on someone else's servers. It would be nice for things to kind of like live here and only really go out when I need it to. Oh, so you haven't seen iRobot yet? Yeah, offline, yes. And I know, like, Bluha, knowing that you're a developer, you're like, that seems hefty. And it does, doesn't it? It's great. So offline, I'm super pumped about that aspect. But there may be some things that I like decide not to do offline, but I want them to be pieces that I can still control. Like I want to understand what it is that's going to not be offline, that has to be online. But I also want to provide an offline fallback. So like even if a piece of this thing is on offline, watching Cobra Kai, oh, I've not started it yet because I've been researching all this stuff. This feature is not available while offline. Kind of, but I want it'll be available offline. Some things, right? Like some things would be available. So, but the important things like the voice platform has to be completely offline. Like being able to do natural language understanding, natural language generation, all of that, and the speech to text and text to speech has to be completely available offline. That's a thing. Now, if I wanted to take a piece of that and, like, for instance, one of the things that I've worked on a long time ago was like using speech to text, or sorry, text to speech voices from Google. But if I did that, I want to make sure that there's a fallback so that if it is offline, it falls back to use the text to speech that's built onto the Raspberry Pi already. So that's like an important like stake in the ground. We got to be able to run this thing offline, and maybe it can't fetch some of the data, and obviously it won't be able to do some of the APIs and like hit some of the services offline, but like anything that could be offline, be able to do it. So that's why Home Assistant for home automation is going to be important, because it too can run on a Raspberry Pi. And okay. Anyway, it too can live on a Raspberry Pi, and this thing, our voice assistant, should be able to talk to that Raspberry Pi and vice versa, right? So that, anyway, I'm pumped about the Home Assistant part, but Home Assistant will come later. That's home automation. Let's dive into the voice part. There's 3 options here: Mycraft, Almond, and Raspy. Mycroft, sorry, Suji. Yes? Oh, yes. No. Came in all flustered. Mycroft has been around since about 2015. I've been listening to some podcasts from the CEO of Minecraft. They've got their own thing, like their own. Where did it go? This thing, Mark 1. There's a Mark 2 that they're like have been trying to put in production for the last 2 years or so. But I don't think it's been very successful. Maybe it is. Yeah, still reserve yours. Reminds me of Domino's Robot Space. Yeah. Yep. And they're sold out of these, which is there's like, what else is there? There's nothing. The Mark II is our next generation, designed for you and your family, whatever your level of technical expertise at the same time. It is open hardware and software for developers, makers, and hackers. So like, it is the open source mantra, which I like. And it can fit on a Raspberry Pi, which is great. So if we go down here, there's a Pycroft. They've got a disk image that we can put into it. We have a Pi B plus, 3B plus is what this is. So like we could use this. We also, oh, by the way, we do have a Raspberry Pi Zero, which is going to come in handy later as well. We have all the equipment for it. We have the Seed Studio mic array. We have that. And we have a little speaker that goes with it. Like, we have all the stuff that would work for that. It talks about Bluetooth. All that's a little bit difficult, and then talks about how to get into it. Here's what I don't like about Pycroft. Sorry, no. Let's talk about what I like about Pycroft. What I like about Pycroft is, one, there's already a, like, go back. Back here. So I've got an account. They've got like a skills marketplace, right? You connect your account to your Raspberry Pi once you install the stuff, and there's already like ones that they've created themselves, and then there's ones that the community has created. I think that, yeah, so like this person created this. So that's cool. There's already some like work done. You can get national park information. You can spell things. Just very interesting things. IoT stuff. It does connect with Home Assistant. That's a big plus, right? Because we're wanting to use Home Assistant for our home automation stuff. So great. It connects to some of the things we want. There's also a particular thing that I like about this. Go to the documentation. One of the things that I really like about the conversational aspect of it, build structure, user interaction. Yes, conversational context. Conversational context, I think, is like a hallmark of like, we've arrived at a smart way of interacting with a machine. Because when I say, how tall is John Cleese, and it says John Cleese is 196 centimeters, and I ask, where's he from? It should have the understanding of, oh, he means, when he says he means John Cleese. and it says he's from England, right? It has the contextual understanding to say, I know what he was talking about previously, so I'm going to be able to use that in the next. Another example of this may be like, hey, Edith, what's the weather like today? And then Edith says, this is the temperature and this is what it'll be. And there's a whatever % chance of rain. Would you like for me to read the 3-day forecast? And then without having to say, hey, Edith, yes, or hey, Edith, no. Like, I should just be able to say yes or no. And if I say yes, it reads off the 3-day forecast, right? Like, that, like, being able to, like, listen if I have a follow-up, and being able to contextualize what it is that I was talking about is important. So initial trigger, response with waiting for reply. Yes, but like only when necessary too. You know what I mean? Like if I say book a flight, obviously there are no details in that sentence for it to be able to start looking up flights. So it would come back with, I can do that. Where do you want to leave from? Say, oh, like Little Rock, Arkansas. And it would say, great, where do you want to go? I would say New York City. And it would follow up to like get the information it needs to process the request. But if I say, get me a flight from Little Rock, Arkansas to New York City, then it would just do it. You know what I mean? That, like, it's the contextualness of keeping the conversation going is super important, I think, when breaking down the wall. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm talking to a machine. And that's going to be a difficult thing to do, right? Like, I think I'm there with Alexa to a certain extent. And I guess I'm bringing that expectation into this project. Maybe that's unfair. I don't know. But contextual, conversational context is able to happen here. That's what I like about Mycroft. Great kind of place to start. Great conversational features. What I don't like about it, and this is going to be a killer, I think, because of what we said earlier. Everything has to be online. It has to be online for it to work. Even the like speech to text. I know. So, and also you have to connect. Thanks. Hey, a water when you get a chance. I forgot to get it before I came in. Thanks. Yeah, you have to have it connected to your Mycroft AI account. So like we would have to connect it to this thing. And it would have to be online for us to be able to like do it. I even looked up, let me see. Mycroft AI offline use. As privacy focused, many people are interested in fully offline or so essentially been built in a fashion. So this is possible, however, is not easy and it's unlikely to provide an equivalent user experience. Right? Oh, thank you. So like I get it, but at the same time that's one of the goals. Easiest way to use Mycroft completely offline. But all the deep speech learning talk. But unless this is newly added, Minecraft offline until I can get the security. I would like the. Ooh. And so I found the below setting. Disable home. Mimic. Correct any. Okay, so it's difficult. Like at the end of the day, it's difficult with Minecraft. And so that's Minecraft. Thank you, Minecraft. You're doing good work. Next is Almond. I don't actually think this is going to be a viable option, but it's damn cool. And it's interesting. I feel like when designing a voice platform like these, they must decide pretty early on whether the processing can be done on a local offline box and therefore analyzed by competitors, or keep it on their own network and have requests come in. That's true. And that's ultimately what we're saying here. I also just kind of feel like it could be done on a Raspberry Pi. Now, do we create do we have like a little server or something like this computer that I've built? Do we do some of the processing on this computer and the Raspberry Pi is making a request to my computer? Still offline, right? It's just using the internal network, which I think would still count as offline. I would still count that, like, let me know if you disagree. I would still count that as offline since it's not making an external request. It's all internal on the network. Anyway, that's an option if we run into that. So Almond is the open privacy preserving virtual assistant. Translates your commands into a personalized program. It's not actually a voice thing. It's like, oh, my phone again. It's like a, it's more text based, and you say things like, alert me when the price of Bitcoin is below 3,600. Okay, so you want me to notify you? Is that right? Yes, consider it done. And you get a cryptocurrency. Also, this was made back when Bitcoin was at $3,500, right? Now it's 32,000. Nice. And it like sends a notification. That's kind of it. But it connects to a lot of different services. And so I'm trying to understand, like, one, it has to use a like natural language understanding and natural language generation. I just don't know what that is. Thing is deep learning technology. Almond uses state-of-the-art natural language understanding model. Okay, so it's showing like the course available. We could go on GitHub and look at like what it is. There's a home version, so looks like it could be done offline. Generator of natural language parsers. Okay. So it's using its own homegrown generator of natural language parser. This is the NLU. So this is also a part of like a larger ecosystem, not just Almond. It's like part of this thing called Thing Pizza, I think it's like, yeah. So it's a bit different, and again, there's no voice aspect of it. So I don't think it's necessarily what we want. that could be useful. I don't know. I think that there's some great ideas here in terms of the commands and also just the skills in Minecraft. I think there's some good ideas that we could take from this as like a skills thing. So that leads us to Raspy. I think Raspy is going to be it. And Raspy is an open source, fully offline set of voice assistant services. And those services include a wake word, so being able to say like, hey Edith, or whatever, wakes it up and starts listening. The command listener, speech to text, so taking what I say, turning it into text, using that text, intent recognition, being able to break down, okay, what is it that is needing to happen, intent handling, kicking off something to then do the thing that I'm requesting, and then text to speech, which is giving me some vocal feedback, right? So like these are the different services. It works with Home Assistant, which again, one of the things we're going to want to use for the home automation. Very exciting. Ooh. Node-RED, which could be how we do the skilled thing. I've not worked a lot with Node-RED. I've always heard about it. And so we'll look at that here in a minute as well. But it just runs on a Raspberry Pi. There are also, like, when we'll dive in a little bit here, when you get to the speech to text part, there are actually different engines, open source engines, that you can decide to use depending on your needs and depending on what you want, which is cool. The other cool thing, one of the other things that I like about this, where is it? When we get to the text to speech part, we could use Google's WaveNet to get a very natural sound, and there's a fallback. So if we go, let's see. Let me see. Raspy fallback. Maybe. Oh, fallback TTS. Fallback or TTS. Yeah. Okay, so this is for the 2.4 version. It looks like the latest version, I believe, is 2.5. May not have it. This is the same thing. Go down to Google WaveNet. This JSON object has a fallback TTS, which is what we want. Like if Google WaveNet isn't working, it even says here, if there are problems using the Google API, for instance, internet connection fails, Raspy will switch over to the text speech system given in the fallback TTS. Settings for the fallback system will be loaded from your profile as expected. So that's nice. Solid feature set, especially if it's being loaded onto one little Pi. It is. Caches previously spoken sentences from WaveNet. Yes. Which I don't actually, I guess, understand how that's going to be used. Like, I guess why does... What's the benefit of that, maybe? I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to think, like, would I reuse it? To, like, talk back to me again? The same thing? I don't know. But it's there. If the same response is applicable to multiple questions, I guess. No worries, done. Ah! Yeah. You could save yourself a lot of money then. Yeah, I like it. This is why I love doing this in the open. Cool. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. So, oh, okay. I'm getting blinded by the shiny. What I don't like about it. One, I guess fallback TTS is not a part of the latest version. That's concerning. Here's the version. Versions latest. I wish it would tell me what it is. Need something? Uh, 2.4.2. Will it tell me on the GitHub what? Two 2.5. So, yes, they took it out. Why would they take it out? Fallback option from the outdated version going to use offline or online? Yes. So fallback underscore TTS. If for some reason there was a problem with your internet connection or the Google's APIs, it would fall back to one of the like onboard TTS options, text to speech option. Let's just see if he no mention of it in the issue. Oh, but wait a minute. Yes. Is code base. Oh, well, now hang on. There's only one reference to it. How weird. So, am I in the latest version? That's weird. So wait, okay, let's go back to latest version, reference. Okay, fallback TTS is still in the reference. So maybe either they took it out of this by accident, because in the last version there. Okay, well, something to test, right? So like, let's just throw this on the Trello board. If using better TTS voice, make sure we call back to there's problems. Okay. There we go. You can just document that. Like if there is a problem, we always want to make sure to have a fallback. That's why. Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm gonna rabbit hole. You can feel free to keep me on point. What I don't like about it. What I don't like about it, Raspy, that is it does not have context. So much like when we looked at Mycroft, it had conversational context and can kind of keep up with your stuff. I know. I'm so sad. But could have desired feature split across different services. Yes. Every time, right? Nothing's ever perfect. But that said, I went to the forum. Before, I prematurely may have posted a thing before we dove in, just because I wanted to see like if the community, one, I wanted to make sure I was actually like just blind, like I wasn't just blind to it. So I posted on the help forum earlier today. I said, hey, is there contextual conversation or am I just blind? And I actually gave the same examples that we looked at earlier. And Floofadoof got back to me like 4 hours ago, and it was a good response. There's nothing currently in Raspy Dialog Manager to manage context. Good discussions like your examples. Having said that, you do have the raw building blocks to build your own context manager with what Raspy already provides. You could, for any given intent, reply with a question and continue the session to receive another response and limit the successive intent. And so if you wish so. Equally, there's nothing stopping you logging sessions within your own code, which could track the relationship between a previous request and the current request and determine correlation. So we could roll our own, which could be very interesting and really helpful to the Raspy community, possibly, right? Because there doesn't seem to be anyone else. Oh, edit. I didn't this. Edit. I realize now you were asking in relation to a weather intent. How do / would you handle it? You could set your location within the intent handler, which be used as a default if a location wasn't provided in sentence. If you were only ever to use Raspy within home, I don't see the issue. Sentence could account for optional location. Good other locations. Read that again. And your sentence could optional location. Okay. I think that'll probably make sense later. I'm gonna reply to him later. But essentially we would have to roll our own, which I'm not against. Like again, that may be the difficult part that we have to actually code ourselves. So out of these three, which are kind of the most popular open source ones right now, I'm leaning towards Raspy just because of the offline aspect of it. And again, I kind of like that guy said, we have the building blocks to actually do this ourselves. We just need to put them together and do what we want, which is fine. We can dive into some Python, dive into some Node if we need to, and roll our own. And we could, right, like use Mycroft as kind of a blueprint a bit. So looking at the conversational context here, we could kind of look at the code examples and dissect, okay, well, how are they keeping the session going? What are they doing to keep the context? That type of thing. So, okay. What do you think? What do you think, Bluha? You've been the most active one in chat today. Curious your thoughts. Cool. Jury decided. Raspy definitely got the likelihood for a local. Yeah. There. This is the thing. 6 months ago, there was an almost. It was a perfect solution. I know. There was a perfect solution not 6 months ago called Snips.ai, and Sonos bought them. And like, cool. I'd do the same thing. I like if Sonos came to me with that check, I'd probably take it too. But there were so many people using this thing. Like, let me find the GitHub. Yeah, so many people were upset. So for Snips, well, the feature set, Sonos wants to make their speakers smart, right? So they bought Snips. We make technology disappear. Damn. Exactly, right? Oh, that's such a good... I hadn't even noticed. Is that what they said? Oh, I thought that's what they said. Oh my gosh. Oh, we make technology disappear. Yeah. Right? Like, oh, stab in the heart. But it was magical the way that they had Snips working. And now I can't even show you the back end. But they were using the Hermes protocol, which is what Raspy uses. And I actually think Snips was using it. But it was almost magical, and it could run offline, but it had a platform on the back end too. Anyway, still got, yes, like the Snips NLU, we can actually use that, I believe. Go to Raspy, and we do intent recognition. We could use Snips as our onboard NLU, natural language understanding. And so like there are parts of it that they left, but like I don't even think it's been contributed to. Yeah, February 2020. And so it does, yeah. Because it was using some of their stuff that they were putting out as part of the engines. So like you can use these different natural language understanding engines, just like you could use a text-to-speech engine, like different text-to-speech engines. We're going to try those out, I think, here in a bit. But anyway, Snips was great. I worry about using Mycroft for the same reason. And in like the interviews that the CEO is talks about staying open source and doing it and not doing it the way that corporate America has done it so far, and that is all well and good. But when Amazon or Google roll up with that fat check, I don't blame them. Like, I just don't, for taking it, you know? It's a shame, but I also get it. So anyway, that's why I lean towards Raspy as well, is because Raspy is completely open source, no connection to some cloud that you have to have, and we're kind of rolling our own deal here. Okay, Raspy it is. Let's go in here. Using Raspy because offline usage and stuff. Cool. Sent. Done. Boom. Now, the skills platform. Mycroft is out since I'm not using Mycroft. That leaves us with Node-RED. Well, actually, Raspy talks about what. Raspy. So there's intent handling. So Home Assistant can connect directly with Raspy, which is cool. So based on the intent, we send it over to Home Assistant. It does its thing, yada yada. So we can connect that directly. We can have a remote server that takes the intent JSON, and again, we can roll our own and say if this then that type thing. But it doesn't seem like, again, I don't want to spend all my time writing code for those things when we could be like, let's spend our time writing code on the things that matter, like the context engine. So yeah, but is something else. That is. Find it. Node-RED. So Node-RED can run on the same Raspberry Pi and just on a different port. And using the WebSockets thing that Raspy already has enabled, we can use these things. So like when an intent is recognized, it triggers off an event that Node-RED listens to, and then based on the intent and the things like that, we're kind of coding the if this then that, but it's also a little bit more flexible in what we can do. We can make an HTTP request, we can make another WebSocket request, we could do all kinds of stuff. And then we can also output, so we can actually say like, after doing this, Node-RED should send a signal back to Raspy to say this text or something. And so I'm leaning towards Node-RED because one, I've never played with it and I want to get some experience with it, and two, I think it'll just be a good way of creating skills, because Node-RED, if you go, they call them flows. So everything, all the nodes that are connected is a flow, which makes sense. Skills, flow, same thing. So you can have a collection of flows that you create, or one-off node that can connect to different services. So like we have an API, we could have a node that specifically interacts with an API and connect that node to our Raspy WebSocket node, do whatever we want, right? So there's that. I don't see any reason not to. It all looks pretty straightforward. It's just going to be about getting in there. So Node-RED is what we're going to use. And again, that's going to live on the same Raspberry Pi as Raspy, so that we can then talk to it quickly and, you know, use the breadboard if we need to. I think there's a way to use like Node-RED with the breadboard and the pins and all that. I'm no electrical engineer, but I did get an LED. Actually, I got more than an LED. You want to see a really cool? So when I was working for a digital agency, they did the website for the Little Rock Zoo, and let me just show you what I did one day. I think you should be able to. Yeah. Okay, so it started with a Node.js MIDI controller. What's happening here is I've got WebSockets, a WebSocket service being handled in Node.js, and whenever I press one of the keys, it makes a sound on the main device, which I believe was that one at the time. But it also highlighted it for the other people, and they could press, these other computers could press keys at the same time, and I would see it on my screen. So a real-time type thing. Super fun. And it was nearly real time. Of course, I'm on a local thing. Good times. So then I took that and I ran the script on a Raspberry Pi and was like, what if instead of the keys were tied to a color, like an electrical socket with like a certain color of lights. So that's when this one, you didn't have to like type in the URL. You could just, there was a thing nearby that like allow you to pull it up. URL. Cool. So then you click on the thing. And again, same thing as the keyboard here. But the Raspberry Pi was making the different sounds, and it was doing the lights, lighting it up based on what I did. Super cool. So then we took it to the zoo, and during the Halloween thing, I don't even, during the Halloween event, I really thought I had. Dang. Anyway, that was a cool project. So I've got experience with WebSockets, such. That was a long journey to get to the fact that I didn't know how to use WebSocket. I got excited and took a trip down there. I apologize. Cool. Let's get started. I think we've talked for an hour. I think we all understand what we're doing here. Let's hook this up. So I've got all the stuff out here. I've not actually hooked it up yet. I apologize. But what do we need to do? Let's get rid of this. Back to that later. We decided we're using Node-RED. Node-RED because bada bing, bada boom. Oh, that was, yo, what's up, bunk? I'll show you what that was. So I created this, so I was talking about my experience with the WebSockets. I was like, I had a little bit of experience with WebSockets from before because I created this thing first, and it was like, you can see it interacting with the other ones. It was using like real-time stuff to give feedback, and the other ones could play on the thing too. That was cool. And then I turned that into this, where the zoo had their big Halloween thing, and they had trees with, I think it was like 8 different colors of lights wrapped around the trees, and there were 8 individual trees. So I took what I did with that MIDI Node.js application. Hooked it up to Raspberry Pi, and made it to where the light socket would light up when anyone pressed a key. And so it was this huge display on the Halloween thing. It was super cool. So that's my experience with WebSockets. That's the reason I have experience. Oh. There we go. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I took a trip down memory lane and got like sidetracked. I apologize. But we're getting ready. We're gonna go actually kick this off. Oh, why is the air horn not working? It was working a minute ago. This is what being a professional streamer, everybody. All right, let's put the breadboard up. Let's switch over to our cool desk cam. Bada bing, bada boom. Let me know if you can't hear me or anything. Look over at. Oh, wait. Before we do that, what do we actually have to do? All recipe. I've never used Docker before. It has a web interface, a snazzy web interface. Easiest way. I want to try RAS. I'm gonna like put it on a thing. Here we go. Download the appropriate deb file. That'll be this. Wait. How do I tell? How do I tell if it's a VC? Programming in a nutshell, right? We'll go with that one first and see if it works. We're gonna go with this one first. Okay. You're unsure what your architecture is. Oh, we could do. Oh, so we don't have to like flash anything. Oh, sweet. Okay. Well, let's just let's plug it up then. All right. Oh, get you turned around here, right? Yeah. All right. So we plugged in power. Need to plug in. Monitor. Bonk. Making our own virtual assistant. What we're doing. That's what we're doing here. We just decided on a voice platform. And we just decided on a skills platform. Now we very different from my gaming. This is what I enjoy doing. Figuring out how to make Jarvis. Seeing how close that will allow. All right, got it plugged up. Keyboard. Have an extra keyboard and mouse lying around. I actually don't. What operating system do they recommend? I guess just a Raspberry Pi Billy Whopper, yeah. Let's go back. Yeah. Let's see. See what the latest. Oh, they like change things up here. This looks legit. Look at that. It's inside the keyboard. Would it be Raspberry Pi? Yep. Cool. Perfect. Do it. How do I Flash? Would you ever consider allowing the device to initiate a conversation? Or is that too much? I don't think so. Especially in like one of the things that I have on here is monitoring energy consumption, right? But it's also an interesting thing, right? Like initiating a conversation could be done vocally or via text, right? Like what if we connected it to Twilio, the texting platform, right? And it just shot me a text or sent me a Twitter DM and just did conversations with me via Twitter DM. And I set it as a private Twitter account that only allowed me to follow it. So when I got DMs from it, I just get notifications. That could be a way to do free notifications without having to pay for a notification system. It's just like conversating through Twitter DM, right? So is it initiating a conversation via voice? I still don't think that's weird. We could do that. And it's like, oh, you're using too much energy. Honey, who keeps texting you? It's just Edith. Who's Edith? Yes. That's it. Conversation we'll be having. My wife will probably make a TikTok about that for sure. Oh, I was gonna say, how do I like flash the OS on there? Can I like Windows 10 flash Pro speak with Raspberry Pi OS? Installing operating system, images, Windows. Perfect. Y'all can see. Yeah. Option for most users to write images to SD cards. Perfect. Download the latest version. What? This. Yes. Install. That's installing. We need to download this zip file. Run. Y'all probably. pretty much the same thing, yeah. Oh, now you can see it all. Boom. All right, we got 3 minutes left. Choose SD card. Okay. Okay. Have a little. This is the one. Right. Oh, okay. Dope. Got a USB to Pro SD thingy. Real technical term there. How to find it. Boom. Got it. Choose SD. Generic storage USB 31 gig. Yep. Scan the drive to fix it. Or Windows won't be able to use the drive while the Windows finds it. Okay, that's fine. Scan the drive, no errors were found. Okay, well then why are you bitching? Don't be bitching. All right. Ooh, or do we do the light one? It's a 4K monitor, text. Weird. Yes, it is. Yeah. I usually show just the window. Yeah. Watching my colleague's screen share. Yes. I actually, work was like, hey, you've got a work from home budget since everybody's working from home. So like, you've got this much. And I was like, I want this monitor. And they're like, okay. And I was like, sweet. So that's how I got this. Yep. And then like if I ever leave, which I'm like not planning on it, but if I ever did, and they're like, hey, that 32-inch 4K monitor curved, yeah, we're gonna need that back. I'm gonna be like, okay, ship it, because I don't know how. I don't know. Standing desk. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, exactly. Probably be worth it. Just do that. All right. Zip file downloaded. There's the image. Quick question. What do you think about this? So there's Raspi OS with desktop and recommended software. I don't know that we need that though. Raspi with desktop or Raspi OS Lite. I think we just may need the light version. Because we're going to be SSH. Yeah, I agree. Significantly smaller. 2.9 meg versus 0.9 gig, excuse me, versus 438 meg. Yeah. Store size is 32 gig. There's room, but I also just don't know. It feels bloated. And I wonder if we could just do it without. Since we're going to be SSHing mostly into it. And also, apparently there's a snazzy user interface. I kind of want to see what that looks like tonight. And like, I would love to get it talking. Get it recognized. The Raspy that it had. I can hear. Somewhere around. We'll pull it up here in a minute. Oh yeah, go access the web interface. It has a web interface that we can locally. Okay, open this. Do that. Extract this to my desktop. Oh, ARM HF. Great. What we needed to know. Architecture it was. Use OS. Oh, it's gonna down. Light full. Ah, dang it again. Yeah, weird. I don't know why it's decided to go dead. This one, yeah. Right. All existing data, yeah, will be erased. I don't really care. All right. We are creating an operating system on a little SD card to go into our Raspberry Pi now. Back. Man, you know how it is. It's funny how stuff just doesn't work from one day to the next. And like you didn't do anything. Nothing changed. Computer sat here overnight. Didn't turn it off. Didn't restart it. Sat here overnight. And then was working at the beginning of the stream, but not later in the stream. What? You know what, TDWG? Actually, you owe me money. You're the one that turned me on to Touch Portal. So you owe me money. I'm just kidding. I love you. Thanks for sticking around. Yeah, from stream to stream. All the time. Yeah. Seemed like a good idea. No, it works most of the time. It's finicky sometimes, I guess. I don't know. You were able to bust the little wall. I did. Started getting my MIDI foot pedal out to like do stuff with it, and that way I could like keep my hands on the game controller and just use my feet to make the sounds. See, watch this. We got more sounds down here. I don't even think Blue has seen these.
Oh my god!
And I don't know if this one's still. Those are all the sounds I have on me. And I think, do we have the... Oh. Oh god.
Dragons!
Hey, that's a feature. Oh man. Good time. Verifying. Almost done. This has probably been the most fun stream I think I've ever done. on a random thing. Had a ton of fun. We're gonna get this thing to say something tonight. I think, and that shouldn't take but like 30 more minutes. I need to go ahead and that's doing that. We're going to put this little Billy Watt, the mic, these two microphones, this speaker attached to it. Now remove the card from you, and we'll go ahead. Oh yeah, I can also do this. Does that help with seeing the text? Yes, on the left side. What about that now? Perfect. Perfect. If you ever see something that's not readable, let me know and I'll adjust it because I'll forget. Okay, cool. So let's put this in. Wow. Let me take this out. What color looks? Yeah, it's not bad. I'm getting old. Not that bad. I'd rather it be readable on the video, just because I'm gonna like eventually push this to YouTube, this whole thing to YouTube. So I'd rather people be able to see it later if anyone is ever interested. All right. Mike. Oh, what? Yes, old person. All right. So I put the SD card back in now, but this is the microphone array. Let me see if I can get that to focus in. And the microphones are right. Black that you can like the trigger button or trigger anything when I press the button. I can plug in a normal audio cable on there for the speaker, or you can plug in these little speakers here for these as well. Oh, voice is cutting in and out. Hang on. I can fix that. Filter. There we go. Let me know if that's better. What I was saying is these little black pieces are the microphones on the ends right there, and then there's a button that we can use. So like if we wanted to say when I press the button, start listening for the command, we could do that. And then you've got an audio jack here, but I've got a little speaker hooked up to it as well that we should be able to do. Manual fallback, that's right. Offline fallbacks. So this is not going to be configured at all when we first turn it on. We're going to have to figure out how to set the audio settings. So it just plugs right into there. And I think this is going to be our initial little setup here. So we can like put this in a case, attach this with these screw holes somewhere if we wanted to. All of that, we'll figure out packaging later. So now let's go back to the install. Okay, cool. Okay, I've got this on. I think we're ready. Let's shit, oh, that's why we don't have power. It's not plugged in. Boom! Let there be light. Okay, and we should be able to see it activated. That's good. Resized root file system rebooting. And okay. Let's see what that does. Hello. Oh, hello. Hello. What is the how do you, is there like an install instructions? Is there like a default password? It's been so long since I worked on one of these. Okay. Yeah, what's the default? Let's see, Raspberry Pi default login and password. Pi and Raspberry. So Pi is the username. Oh, it went away. Why'd it go away? Oh, it's doing its upgrades. Okay. Oh, I need to turn this on. Okay, here we go. Pi, Raspberry. We'll obviously want to like change those things, right? To set, what's Raspi config? It says use Raspi config to set the country before use. Oh, sudo Raspi config. Oh gosh. System options. Audio. Bruh. Oh, select audio out through. Well, I don't want either of those options. Okay. Well, let's localization options. Locale. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, I don't know. English US. UTF-8. That sounds about right. Yeah. Oh gosh. Many packages and Debian use locales to display text in the correct language. I'm gonna guess English US UTF-8. I have no idea. No idea. Why is it generating the Great Britain UTF-8? I said I wanted, it's doing US one too, but okay, that was weird. System options. Wireless LAN. Power LED. Display localization. Let's go back to localization. Time zone is US Central. Cool. I think we're done here. Clear. All right. Should I? I'll do it later. I'll do that later. All right. First, let's install. Let's go back to here. We need to install Seed Respeaker to Mic Pi-Hat install. Raspberry Pi, blah, 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 blah. Platform supported. Getting started. Mount the speakers on the Raspberry Pi. Make sure that the pins are properly aligned when stacking. Set up the driver on the Raspberry Pi. Okay, so we've got some commands to do here. I'm gonna go ahead and, oh God. There we go. All right, so sudo apt-get update. Is doing his thing. Yeah. This and that. Nothing like, I don't consider myself like a Linux person per se, but I've worked a lot with the Raspberry Pis and stuff, so I've worked a lot with this. I just always have to look things up. But again, that's like, yeah, I'm pretty familiar with it. There was one time when I was, so let me do this real quick. Sudo apt-get upgrade. There was one time when I was working at that same place that I did that really cool project with. We were doing the website for the Little Rock National Airport. I was working on a server that had their website on it. Stupidly, and I missed a period in my command and just completely annihilated the server. It was gone. I'm pretty sure I did rm-rf/ not period / so that it deleted that file, but it deleted root, man. Oh, 4 hours. 4 hours later, they got it back up from a backup. The lead tech IT guy was like, "What the fuck did you do?" It like was yelling when it first happened. I was like, "This is what I did. I missed this period in my command," and he was like, "Get out!" And like, oh, I was sweating. I thought I was fired for sure, and I was not. And after they got it back up and running and everything, I like wanted to go tell him that I was sorry. And so I go back and I was like, my head was hanging, and I was like, "Carl, I am so sorry, man. Like, I know what I did wrong, but I also shouldn't have been using the stuff on that server anyway. And this is why I didn't say this at the time, but honestly, I was like, this is why you should just give me my own so that I don't fuck things up in production servers, regardless." But I was like, I just really like apologize, and like was expecting him to yell some more at me, but he started laughing, and that made me more nervous. Because I was like, oh God, what's he gonna do? And he goes, I tell you this, you will never make that mistake the rest of your life. He goes, I know, because I made that mistake once. And he was like 60 something at this point. He was like, I never have made that mistake again. And then the whole joke around the office was that Matt missed his period and annihilated the national airport server. Fun times. So then I got jokes about missing my period oh yeah. Oh yeah. All the time. Good times. Good times, man. It was so funny. So funny. Alright, how we coming? It's still upgrading. I think it's gonna be pretty straightforward. I love this tech. I look like an 80s computer hacker right now with that in the background. I feel like that's like just cool looking. Come on. I got a hot date tonight. Needs more green text. Yeah. I wish I could find the website that I made back in high school when I was like teaching myself. In Arkansas, they didn't teach website building or anything. I just had to like learn it through websites like W3 Schools and HTML Dog, things like that. And so I made 2 frames, and one was a left side nav frame. It was so bad. But I had black background and green text, and I was like, I am like a god right now with this. Like, I can do whatever I want. It was so funny. Good times. Now when people are like, how should I go about learning how to build websites? I'm like, pull up Chrome, go to inspect element, and fuck shit up. Like, that's how you learn, because that would have been amazing to have back in my day. There's a website which displays a hackery screen, and the idea is you full screen it and put it on someone's machine. I love that. What is it? I want that. I'm gonna mess with people. Okay. Now we need to do git clone github.com. I don't even know if this thing's got git on it. I may have to install git dash voice card dot git. Yeah. I'm gonna have to install git sudo apt get install git. Yes. Hacker screen and found some good ones. Okay, cool. I'm gonna do that. Cool. Now git clone. Oh gosh. Oh god, what's my password? Actually, I should look this up on here so I don't go flashing my GitHub password. I think I've got one saved. I do. Oh god. Okay. This is gonna take a second. Okay. Try this. Try one more time. Oh, repository not found. Good news. I know the password. Yeah, right. Autocorrect. Bad news. It's not working? What? Voice card? Dash voice card, don't get it. Let's see if that is still... Your password is wrong, and you're like, nobody. Yeah. Voice card. That's right. Let me try it again. GitHub.com. Respeaker. See? Voice. Card. Oh. I see what I did. I have an extra C. Boom. Got it. All right. We're good. Okay. Alright, there we go. Things are installing. We'll reboot. We may, like, what we'll do, finish off for tonight. I think what we do is just go, uh-oh, let's go. What we'll do tonight is just get like a hello world out there of the voice. It's gonna sound awful. But that's okay. I think we accomplished a lot today. Default TTS. Yeah, we're just gonna use whatever Raspy comes with. Apparently it sounds like an old speak and spell. Like a robotic speak and spell type thing. So that'll be exciting. Hello, space world. Yes. Let's have it say, someone please kill me. End it all. Like, it's such a terrible sounding voice. Yeah. Coming along, coming along. All this just to get the audio flowing through our microphones and speakers. Any plans to do integration between stream events and the LEDs behind you? Yes. Stream events just mean like events happening, right? Once the Home Assistant integrates with them, it might be easier. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Also, Node-RED should be able to help, like if for some reason. Yeah, so it like kind of like WebSockets have like a subscription, broadcast subscription type based thing. It's like listening to the stream of events happening. Yeah. Yeah, I do plan to do that. And especially like under certain things, like if I say something, or like we could even do it like when someone subscribes, it does something, you know what I mean? It plays a sound, it makes the thing, like we could have it listen to my Twitch channel or something, like Twitch chat. Yeah, goes crazy. All right, please reboot your device to apply all of these settings. Okay, will do. Don't tell me what to do, I'm my own person, but fine, I'll reboot. Yeah, we could do anything. I was even looking at a what was that? Oh, so my brother's a cop, and like my family history is crazy, right? And so there's this API called Jailbase, which gives you information on people that are arrested, like all across the U.S. And I was just like, huh, that could be interesting. Like, Edith, run this person through and see if there's any issues recently, or like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, that could be fun. And then I started looking at other APIs too, like what else could we do? There's a ton of ideas. Am I in jail? Yes. Oh gosh, there's all kinds of ones on cryptocurrency and anime, Pokemon, all the Pokemon data you'll ever need in one place. That's great. Okay, here we go. Raspberry. Okay, let's pause the music. Let's listen in. And okay, I think, what did it say we need to do? A play dash L. Okay, A play dash L. looks like, yep. There's a headphone, and then there's the other one. Okay, and then A record dash L, A record. Yep, I see it there. Perfect. Sub device, okay. Test, you will hear what you say to the microphones. Okay. A record dash F CD dash D HW1. Oh god. Oh god. Where's this character? This keyboard is messed up. What? That doesn't make any sense. Oh no. I can't find the pipe key. Oh no. Why can't I find the pipe key? Well, that's not going to be useful. That's not good. Above enter, yeah. But when I press it, it does the tilde because the keyboard's messed up. What if this is so janky. I've had adenoids with GB UK, I think. Oh, maybe that's what my thing is. What if I just this is gonna be so messed up. Okay, we're just gonna plug this computer keyboard. We got this. Professional programmers. Here, come on. We got this. For this one key. Oh god. Under voltage detected. What does that mean? Okay, here we go. A record dash F CD dash D HW. A play dash D HW. Okay, here we go. Oh no. It's doing it too? What? Why is it doing it too? That doesn't make sense. Oh gosh. Oh no. Whoa. Why? Now I... Oh god, what did I do? How do I get the pipe key? It's a language configured to the OS. Okay, so sudo raspi config. There was a keyboard thing somewhere. Localization options, keyboard. Well, hell, I don't know. What should it be? It was 105 key PC International, I believe. Let me back out. Yeah, generic 105 key PC International. I guess, do I just want like 104 key PC? Let's try it. No, not English UK. I want English US. Why is everything in English UK? I want English US. Is there not just like a regular keyboard setting? What is Yahoo Internet keyboard configuration? Like, what could that possibly be? Oh my gosh. I can't believe this is how this is happening. Okay, what about this? Why is it giving me British things? I don't, what is this? Oh my god. Other English US. Yeah. Just English US, bud. Wait, what? With some keyboard layouts, Alt-GR is the modifier key used to input some characters, primarily ones that are unusual for the language. I don't know, man. Both Alt keys. The compose key, also known as the multi-key. Why are there so many keyboard options? Left logo key. Okay, let's just see if that. Good lord. Hey, all right, let's go, bro. That and that. A record audio open. No such file. No such file or directory. Read error. A record. That's what it says. DHW1. Configure the sound settings and adjust. Oh. Well, maybe I need to do that first then. Mixer. Oh, yeah. Select sound card, F6. This. And then playback, F3. F4. Select is F6. That. F5. Yeah. And then escape. Oh, it's still not doing it. Why? Oh, dang it. Okay, hang on. Oof. I got about 15 minutes before I gotta pop off. Yep, we're back. And then audio open error, no such file or directory. Gets installed. This might be it. Let's turn some music back on, shall we? Again, look at that. This is not working. Yes. I'm so glad you're a developer too, man. Please log in Gitter at Beijing time. I will teach you how to do this step, setup by setup. Do you online? Please respond to me. These are so funny. Big thanks to Pillar for finding in the issue and fixing it for me. Apparently the new drivers would not install due to an I2C configuration or enable issue that needed to be performed in Raspi config. Standing by for them to post here the options that he changed. I enabled I2C using Raspi config, but it still does not work. Pillar, please put the information here. Where are you, Pillar? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh gosh. Okay. Ah, jeez. Okay, the pipe command now works. Sudo apt install I2C tools. Okay, let's see if that works. Cat version boot config. This was not working. This command worked. Pillar was in the terminal now via TeamViewer. Sudo Raspi config. I believe he enabled I2C in the RPI menu under interfaces. Maybe I just need that. Oh, it's already in. So I've already got the I2C tool. So let's just do sudo raspi config under interface options to IC. Would you like ARM interface to be enabled? Yes. Okay, it's enabled. Okay. The R speaker card now appears. Okay. So sudo I2C detect -y1. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. Cat boot config txt grip I2C. Okay, it's on. Sudo system ctl restart seed dash voice card. Okay. A play dash L. Yeah, and I think F6. Why select sound card? F6. This. How do I set this as like the thing? Okay, let's just try the command again. See if it worked by turning on IC2. Hello, hello. Nope. It's too sensitive. If close to a speaker, there is an echo. Oh, wait. They used a different command. A record dash F CD type a play. Hello? It worked. Okay. It just didn't like all the variables with it, I guess. It's success-ish. I mean, it's supposed to. The speaker was that close. So, I think we're good. Use the onboard LEDs. Oh, sweet. We'll come back to that later. Okay. Well, we got this taken care of. Let's try to install Raspy real quick. Oh, snap. All right, let's try it. Sudo apt install https github.com/ I'm probably going to let me see if this works. .com/ Raspy/ releases /download /v to 25.8 /raspy underscore 2.5.8 underscore arm hf.deb. Couldn't find Raspy /raspy releases /download to yeah, I'm gonna have to in that case what if I do wget? Isn't that the command to like download a file? Yeah, that worked. So it can hear you. Now we want it to speak. Well, it like I was testing the microphone and the speaker on the thing. So like I was talking and it was repeating it back, and because the microphone and the speaker are so close to each other, it was creating an echo chamber. And so that's why it echoed. Echoing was good because it was just repeating back to me what it was hearing. So that's good. Now we're downloading Raspy. Right, now we're actually downloading Raspy. Like, just a pure version of it. I could probably SSH into this thing now too, couldn't I? Let's actually try that. What is the IP address? What is it? ifconfig. Yeah. Hey, look at me remembering things. Okay, let's try this. Pi at 192.168.0.30. Oh, because we don't. Okay. Sudo app install SSH. It's already the newest version. How do you turn on SSH? I'm sure it's the same thing, right? Sudo app install open SSH server. Sweet. Already the newest. Well then, sudo systemctl status SSH. How do you turn it on? Oh. Well. Ugh. Okay, fine. Raspberry Pi. It does make a difference. Yep. Okay, there we go. Sudo systemctl enable SSH. Sudo systemctl start SSH. Great. Now let's try that. Boom. Yes. Raspberry. Bada bing, bada boom. Now you can see what's going on too, yeah? Okay. Now we've done this. So now we want to sudo apt install Raspy. Yes. Now you can run Raspy from the command line. To upgrade in the future, you can remove Raspy with blank and install the new Debian package. We're so close. Edith wants to be heard. Oh, there's eSpeak. There's other packages I recognize from the documentation. That's right. Even if all they know is hello, we can poke around with Raspy. That sounds dirty. We can mess around. That sounds even worse. God damn. We can experiment. That sounds even worse. We're gonna mess with stuff on Thursday. Okay? We're gonna mess with stuff on Thursday. Let's go.
Oh my god!
Oh, unpacking Raspy. It's stuck. Don't stick. Do it. I believe in you. But you gotta go so I can go to bed. Oh no, they can't hear them. It's just me. Oh wait, for your family? My family can't hear them. They're just in my headphones. Oh no, yeah, no. Yeah, it's just in my headphones, luckily. My wife would be not happy because my office isn't that, like, shares a wall with my daughter's room. Oh, I'm an old man. I'm getting tired. Oh, come on. We're so close. Hi. Welcome. Install might be ready by the morning, right? Ugh. Is it gonna take forever? Hi, accomplishments. How are you? Oh, you're new. You just created this account 4 hours ago. What's up, little B? We're making a virtual assistant. We're making our own Alexa. I can't even think now. Illuminati. No, like a Jarvis. Yes, we're making a Jarvis. Colby's like. Yeah, we're making a Jarvis, except we're gonna call it Edith after an Iron Man reference. Edith was the AI that he gave to Spider-Man. Yup. And we're stuck on 48% down the bottom right hand corner there. We're trying to install this thing onto our little. Here, let me show you. We've got a nice little. Oh, it moved. We've got a nice little Raspberry Pi here with a couple of microphones and a speaker. And so what you see on the right side of the screen, it's at 92% now, is installing things onto this little device. No. It's done. Look, boom. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. And then we can run Raspy profile English. Starting up. Fire up the main engines. Okay. Opening. Yep. I think it's ready. Let's check it out. Nope. Don't do that. $30. What port did it say to do it on? 12101. Let's go! That's right. That's right. Let's go, boy. Okay. All right. There's so many options here. Okay. We want it to say. Okay, here we go. Let's pause the music. You ready? Here we go. Okay. I don't think that worked. That didn't work. Alright, hang on. Jeez. Let's just... Okay, see? Look. When you press the speak, that was weird. Oh, that's funny. Text to speech. Ah, see? Text to speech disabled. Y'all. Of course. Okay. E-speak is like the main one. Audio playing. A play. Yeah. Here we go. Hey, professional developer and streamer here, okay? Obviously we're gonna need to like a record, yes. Wake word. Okay, we're gonna deal with that later. We don't have time for that tonight. Restart Raspy, yes. Okay. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out how to like start this as a service. We're gonna need to start this as a service. Figure out how to like have it as a service in the background. I don't know how to do that. That's something. Actually, put it on the Trello board. Start Raspy auto magically as a service on restart / turn on. We can figure that out. That's not that bad. That should be probably one of our first things to do though. Yeah. Any idea when part of it? I'm thinking Thursday. I stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. And then like on the weekends if possible. So I'm thinking like I think Thursday. Like I'm kind of into this. What we could do is we could stream for like an hour and a half Thursday for this, and then switch over to Factorio afterwards too. Do some bets with Gray. That might be good. I'll see what I'm got going on with the fam and all that. But we might like do this for an hour and a half. Like, yeah, that'd be good. We could come in here, mess around with some settings for an hour, get Gray on. Yeah, that sounds like a good Thursday night. Okay. We just save these settings. Oh, we already did this. God damn it. Home. Okay. Pause the music. Shh, pause the music. There's no one there. I don't know what I was doing. All right, here we go.
Hello world.
Oh, let's go! Did you hear that? Here we go. I'm gonna.
Hello world.
Oh, let's go! Oh no, sorry, wrong one. Okay. Well, I feel good. I feel good about this. Let's uh-oh. Stop. There we go. Shutting down core. Okay. Sure. We got there. We freaking got there. This was fun. I had a ton of fun. I look homeless right now. I just realized that I've been obsessing over this. To be honest with you, I've been obsessing over this, and wanting to like stream it, and it's super fun having people involved. So Blue Hot, thank you for hanging out. Thank you Achievements and Colby and TDWG for coming around and hanging around. But Blue Hot, thanks for like getting in there, and yeah, it's a lot of fun doing it like with other people that are interested in it. Anyway, Thursday we may only do it like an hour, but what we can do is go into Raspy and just start messing with some settings, get it to sound a little bit better maybe, and just see what all the settings are and get it to like do some intents maybe. I'm super pumped about this. This has been a lot of fun. Cool. All right. You know what time it is. It's bye time. Bye, everybody. Bye. We'll be back. We'll be back Thursday. I think I said that. Okay, bye.